this is Polly Hart, and I'm going to make this little video basically just telling you my story about the last 20 minutes of my day. So I talked to comcast.net, my ISP, and I'm experiencing, here's my symptoms, I'm experiencing in the middle of my day, my modem will stop working. It says I'm sending and receiving information, but it's not sending and receiving information. It's sending and receiving information to Comcast, but I'm not being able to go through to the entire interweb, right? So my I/O connection is fine, but they put a block on my input-output because they've determined that I'm using too much bandwidth for them to be happy about that. So, and it'll happen at random times during the day. So eventually I've called them, and I've talked to them, and I said, this is my problem. And they said, well, the problem is not with your modem, the problem is with your router. And I said, that is untrue. And I told them that I was directly plugged into the modem for a while, and it stopped all on its own. So I don't have any router issue because I can duplicate the problem by just connecting my PC box directly to the router. Directly to the modem, excluding the router. So I've taken the router out of the equation and just have the PC to the modem to Comcast to the internet. Well, my internet service provider has declared that the reason to stop doing that is to increase my package. So instead of paying $60 per month, I can pay $80 per month and get a free phone line included. I said, so wait, you're telling me that the problem with this machine, this black box sitting on the floor here, is because I don't pay enough money? And she said, well, yes, we need to determine that. I said, I've already determined that. Here's what I've done. I gave them the steps. And she says, that's what the troubleshooting shows. We need to be able to duplicate that now that you've called. And I said, don't you see that I've had this problem before? And she says, well, I do see some problems. And I said, those are the times that I have taken it out and already discontinued the use of the router in lieu of the problem of troubleshooting, saving you a step. So she said, well, I see that. We need to duplicate that problem again. And I can understand that. And she went right back and tried to upsell me to increase my bandwidth. And I said, look, it doesn't matter if I'm playing a game or if I'm on YouTube or if I'm just checking my email. I will reboot my machine and I will reboot the black box and everything will be hunky-dory and I will be fine surfing for about 5 minutes and then suddenly I am offline again. And the only situation is that your machine is cutting me off. So really, I need a new battery backup for the box. Or my ARGH coaxial cable has got some issues with the connection in the backyard. She wouldn't want to take the time out of her day to listen to my problem. I tried to get into it, and she said, well, really, we just need to get you a larger package. I said, ma'am, you're of no help to me at all. I'm going to be switching to Frontier, and have a good day. And hung up the phone. Because Comcast is evil. In the past, on my registrar domains with .tk, Tokelau, a very small island nation that, you know, fishers and spammers have used to my disparagement, they have in the past taken and misused the free registrar, free domain name, and so Comcast decided that all .tks were invalid. Well, in the past, I sent a ticket in about empiresandgenerals.tk, polyheart.tk, and 2 others, and said, you need to turn those back on. Well, they turned 2 of them back on, but not all of them. And so I changed my blog post from Comcast is evil after that incident and renamed it to where Comcast denies .tk privileges, and then 3 or 4 days later, whatever it was, put back on there that they allowed it instead of that they're not evil. Well, they are evil. Comcast is evil. If you're a Comcast subscriber, I wholeheartedly submit to you that this is a company who does not care about their customers. Comcast is a big pile of poo, in my opinion. My name is Polly Hart. Comcast is a big pile of poo. That's probably going to be the name of this video. Have a great day.